Welcome to the Uncommon Transformation television series.
It is the desire of Governor Godswill Akpabio that the transformation being witnessed in Akwa Ibom State under his leadership be sustained by the succeeding administration, so that, in his words, our past labors will not be in vain. To this end, he has vowed to vigorously pursue timely completion of all ongoing projects embarked upon by his administration, in a determined effort to alleviate poverty and backwardness, create wealth, generate employment, stimulate agriculture and industrial development, and maximize the overall well-being of the people. When the governor took over the reins of office on May 29, 2007, he promised to use his mandate as a torch to illuminate the path of development, empowerment, education, social justice, and infrastructural renaissance. 7.5 years after, going to 8, all have come to agree that the Akpabio administration has left indelible mark that cannot be erased in a hurry. To pursue his dream of completing projects he started, the Akpabio administration presented the 2015 budget, christened Budget of Actualization and Continuity, to the State House of Assembly. He told the lawmakers that the budget was so named because, according to him, it is our desire to make our people happy, prosperous, healthy, through the improvement, sustenance, and continuity of the already actualized and ongoing socio-economic programs in health, education, good roads, electricity, water supply, agriculture, information, capacity building, infrastructure, housing, commerce and industry, general administration, political posterity, and security, industrialization, legislature, and the judiciary. These had already made the state the toast of both local and international tourists and investors.
So for the 2015 budget, Mr. Speaker and other members, we have christened the 2015 budget as the budget of actualization and continuity. The 2014 budget of actualization highlighted many projects which have been actualized already by my administration. The 2015 budget of actualization and continuity has been so named as it is our desire to make our people happier, more prosperous, healthier through the improvement, sustenance, and continuity of already actualized and ongoing socio-economic programs in different sectors of the economy, in health, in education, good roads, electricity, water supply, agriculture, information, capacity building, different levels of infrastructure, including housing, commerce, industry, of course, general administration, political posterity, must add this, and security, industrialization. And we also intend to carry along the legislature and the judiciary. Already, our state has become the toast of both local and international tourists and investors. Akwa Ibom has now become the choice of most international conferences. Together with your support, we have achieved much And these tremendous achievements in various aspects of our corporate existence are not enigmatic. The pace of development is phenomenal. And it's evident to all. You remember what the president said? That he did the groundbreaking ceremony for the stadium in 2012 and came in person with other presidents of other countries to commission what he started in 2014. Phenomenal. The pace is phenomenal. I want this pace to be sustained by the incoming administration. The tempo must not go down. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, the compelling force behind the 2015 budget proposal is to consolidate on the gains so far achieved, resolutely complete ongoing projects, improve on the standard of living of our great people, using the available resources at our disposal, and to make our dreams concerning our people to be realized. In specific terms, the cardinal objectives of the 2015 budget include to improve on the standard of living of the citizens of our dear state, to develop and implement strategic plans for the completion of ongoing projects in the state and the enhancement of our employment generating capacity, to optimize the sources of the key economic drivers, particularly in the agricultural and microcredit sectors, medium and small-scale enterprises, and laying a foundation for the real sector growth in the economy of the state. To continue to intervene through the use of direct labor to sustain the pace of socio-economic transformation of our rural communities, our satellite towns that are emerging, and of course, improving upon the state capital and the urban cities. To ensure a peaceful and safe society through effective security surveillance. To promote youth and women empowerment, as well as ensure the protection of the child and vulnerable groups in the society. This will help us to maintain social equality. To expand and diversify the resource base of the state. This is important, based on the dwindling oil prices. We must encourage public-private partnership and direct foreign investment. To enthrone best practices as an abiding principle of public sector administration, ensuring effective and efficient application of our limited resources through prioritization and through effective implementation.
How does he hope to achieve the above objectives?
We shall adopt the following. We'll build a strong fiscal regime through the expansion of our revenue base and the elimination of wastages and leakages in the system. We'll build on the current foundation so far laid, consolidating on the gains of a world-class infrastructure already established by this administration, by employing effective public-private partnership synergy. We will increase the viability of Akwa Ibom maritime services, the airspace, the airport facilities, the MRO, maintenance, repair and overhaul facilities, expansion of the airport. We will expand on our road infrastructure. We will reinvigorate agriculture, and agro-allied industries should be encouraged by making the sector much more attractive to ensure processing and avoid wastages. We become responsive to national requirements, to make government to subsidize each end user and generate output to ensure a sustainable food supply for consumption, as well as provide raw materials to agro-allied industries. We'll sustain women and youth empowerment schemes through capacity building and elimination of gender discrimination practices across the state. And I want to thank you for passing the Widows Bill and, of course, the Child Rights Law. All practices against children and against widows and against women in general must be eliminated. We'll develop the tourism potentials of the state in order to boost revenue base and enhance employment opportunities. And I mentioned that it's not going to be only in the area of entertainment, even in the area of medical tourism. We must turn the Ibom Specialist Hospital into a major medical tourist attraction for Nigerians. That's why I said we're starting with open heart surgery, kidney transplant, and others, so that we can make money from it and, of course, make the state much more attractive. We will ensure effective and optimal tax collection. This is important because if we do not collect taxes and we do not pay taxes, there is no way government can give us all the facilities that we require. We'll build an efficient security network around the state that is proactive to foil attacks, not reactive, proactive to foil attacks and make the state more peaceful, thereby encouraging investment. So far, I'm very impressed with Akwa Ibom people that they made security their watchword. Security belongs to all, and it is important for you to contribute your quota. We make the public service more efficient and much more effective to meet the challenges of good governance.
Let's take a look at the 2015 Akwa Ibom State budget, its highlights and size.
The government has proposed a total budgetary expenditure of about 462 billion for 2015, and as against 498 billion in 2014. So for recurring expenditure, we are looking at 94.7 billion, capital expenditure about 253 billion, consolidated revenue fund charges 114 billion, bringing the total to about 462 billion. The others, the revenue, we're looking at an estimate of 394 billion as against 444.61 billion for 2014. Breakdown for our estimate in 2015. Internally generated revenue, we are hoping to get about 33.06 billion. For statutory allocation, we are looking at just 50 billion. For derivation, we are looking at possibility of 271 billion. For retained revenue from parastatals, about 1.8 billion. For value-added tax, we are looking at about 15 billion. For Shopee, we are looking at about 23 billion, and bringing the total to 394 billion. So for recurring expenditure, we are proposing 209 billion, made up of 54.6 billion for personnel costs, 40.1 billion for overhead costs, and 114.2 billion for consolidated revenue fund charges. That will include pensions, gratuities, and public debts. So the capital expenditure outlay for 2015 is estimated at about 253 billion, as against 333 billion in 2014. Of course, we hope to have an opening balance of about 12.8 billion, internal and external loans of about 3 billion, grants of about 4 billion, and then ecological funds of 0.1 billion, reimbursements from federal government, hoping, particularly on roads, we are hoping we will be reimbursed at least 46.4 billion, and then of course dividends from government investments estimated at about 1.6 billion. Of course, I have outlined the sectoral allocations, and we said general administration, economic, law and justice, regional, social, and all that.
What's in the kitty for agriculture, land, housing and urban development, rural development, environment and mineral resources, as well as commerce and industry?
Industrialization, so many industries are already under construction, and more will be attracted in 2015. This, we believe, will make our state an industrial hub and will lead to employment generation for our teeming youths. In the area of education, we will ensure that we spend about 18.3 billion to assist our children. The free and compulsory education must continue. We will build on educational infrastructure, and of course, we are delighted that Mr. President has approved a new federal polytechnic for Akwa Ibom State, which is now an addition, and then we'll build on that. In the area of science and technology, we'll continue to sponsor Akwa Ibom children abroad, in the area of ICT, which we believe can be a major revenue earner, and creation of information and awareness, organization of science and technology summits, sponsorship of yearly seminars and science and technology fairs. Our children have been doing very well in various seminars and competitions in sciences and maths that they've gone. And I believe strongly that this is as a result of the efforts we have made in the free and compulsory education. So the sum of about 1.3 billion has been budgeted to assist in the science and technology sector, while 18.03 billion have been budgeted for education. In the agricultural sector, we are budgeting about 5.8 billion because we'll continue with the integrated farmer scheme, we'll continue with Fadama 3 program, we'll also continue with the rice project, we'll continue with the Wade project, we'll continue the community plantation development scheme and the rural community farms development scheme, among other programs of the Ministry of Agriculture. And in the land, housing and urban development sector, we have made provision for about 36.7 billion. Of course, this will enable us to deliver dividends of democracy in that sector, rehabilitating urban renewal scheme in the state, and of course ensuring that our major towns get renewed in terms of aesthetics and looks. We'll continue to ensure that certificates of occupancy are given out as and when due for us to embark on a major urban renewal. So 36.7 billion slated for that. In rural development, government is poised to consolidate on the gains already made in this sector by opening up more rural communities through the provision of basic social and economic infrastructure. And for this, we have made the provision of about 3.8 billion. In the environment and mineral resources sector, our major commitment has been that of safeguarding the environment for the healthy living of our people. Government has embarked on various programs in this area. We will continue to do so. Of course, the flooding of Uyo Metropolis and others. And I just mentioned one, the waste disposal on Eka Street is becoming an eyesore and becoming a danger to not just the ecological state of the state, but also human life, major danger. So we have to intervene in that immediately. We'll continue with the landscaping and the mapping of Uyo and maintaining the aesthetics and festoning the beauty of Akwa Ibom generally. So we made provision for 6.25 billion for that sector. Of course, in the area of commerce and industry, we hope to ensure re-engineering support and promotion of vocational arts and skilled manpower. A resource survey has been concluded to identify raw materials available in different local government areas. We have pursued the industrialization of the state via foreign direct investment, and we have made a provision of about 11.6 billion.
Culture and tourism, health, roads, works and transport, as well as information, sports and social development have adequately been provided for in this year's budget.
In the area of culture and tourism, of course, our children will continue to partake in major fiestas. The expansion work at the Meridian Ibom Hotel and Golf Resort, construction of a multi-billion Ibom Tropicana Center is ongoing. We have made a provision of about 1.48 billion. In the health sector, we will continue with all the programs highlighted, including about 12, including the free healthcare services, and we have made provision of about 12.4 billion. So the area of road infrastructure, provision of about 49 billion has been met. In information, sports and social development, details are attached, and it's our desire to ensure prompt settlement of all the indebtedness in that region.
Justice, security, public and civil service, the executive and the House of Assembly were equally not left out in the 2015 budgetary provisions.
The area of justice, We'll continue to ensure that our courts are functional and well maintained. We are doing prompt and accurate drafting of relevant bills and MOUs for the state. And we are ensuring revised edition of the laws of Akwa Ibom State. We provide books for our law libraries, establishment of areas, offices for Centers for Alternative Dispute Resolution, CADR. We do so in Eket, in Benin, and the construction and renovation of judges and quarters. In a deliberate effort, we will ensure that the security of the state is holistic and the challenges of insecurity in the state will be brought to an end. As I speak with you now, we have achieved an enviable position in terms of security in the Niger Delta, and we won't discuss more than that. The public and civil service will continue to receive uncommon support to be able to contribute to the uncommon transformation of the state. The executive, the House of Assembly, and judiciary, I believe you have done much to ensure continuous harmonious relationship and ensure the peace of the three arms of government. And the 2015 budget has not left the House behind. Instead, it will move the House forward. As you lend your kind support to this budget, honourable members, we promise you a faithful implementation of same for the general good and happiness of all Akwa Ibom children. It is our profound desire to alleviate poverty and backwardness, create wealth, generate employment, stimulate agriculture and industrial development, and maximize the overall well-being of the Akwa Ibom child.
Speaker, Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Sam Mikon, gave his words that the budget will be expeditiously attended to, even as he gave kudos to the Akpabi administration, which over the years pursued total development of the state with vigor.
We'll remember you in good light because you have saved the state well. Whereas you still have 5 months in office, for the benefit of this event, let me congratulate you for a job well done and wish you well in the red chambers of the Senate, where fortunately I will be coming from the green chambers to pay homage on a daily basis. My speech will be incomplete, Your Excellency, but I fail to recognize the efforts of Her Excellency, the wife of the governor. She has been a dependable partner in the transformation of our state, a pillar of support for our women.
The State Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Akanokun, throws more light on the 2015 budget.
The policy thrust of this year's budget is to ensure that some of the projects that the government was currently is currently building on is completed. And the good thing about it is that some of these projects are those ones that can generate cash flow for the government when completed. You take, for example, the Tropicana complex, the specialist hospital, and the hotel in Ikorepone, that is 4 Point by Sheraton. These are all projects that are capable of generating cash flow on completion. And the focus of this year's budget is to ensure that these projects are completed. Apart from that, the budget will also ensure that those programs that bring support to our people is also continuing to be pursued. The government is very passionate about development in the state, and everything will be done to ensure that the people of the state derive maximum benefit from this year's budget.
There is a strong synergy between the executive and legislative arms of government in Akwa Ibom State, as exemplified by the members' prompt consideration of requests tabled before them by the executive. The governor has promptly acknowledged this cordial relationship. In his words, "This house was the factory. We brought our ideas to incubation and production. It was here that the bird of uncommon transformation was given wings to fly. The state chief executive commended the members for their patriotism and effective representation. This cordial relation has made the state stand out as the only state in the country without executive legislative ramblings. Little wonder the state is moving and government business is working too. This truly is uncommon and can only happen in Akwa Ibom State, the land of uncommon transformation.
Uncommon Transformation television series brings to you the latest information of the monumental achievements of the Governor Akpabio-led administration. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube to read the latest news, watch amazing videos and listen to in-depth analyses and interviews with the men and women working hand in hand with stakeholders to make Akwa Ibom State better. You can also log on to our website www.uncommontransformation.tv for more information. Uncommon Transformation television series, bringing to you the right and current information when you need it.
Welcome to the Uncommon Transformation television series,